we've got some real bullish signs in this market that I'm going to be covering with you in this YouTube video, because Bitcoin is forming the exact same chart patterns we've seen before. Really nice breakouts. I want to show this to you on the hourly. If we take a look at this right here, let's bring this up to a different chart. We have got some beautiful, kind of correction price action taking place right here. The exact same stuff that we just saw literally a few days ago. We are seeing it again right now. We saw it again just back here as well. We're forming very similar bits of price action on different time frames and slightly different places, but they all kind of point to the same thing, and they all show us that we are poised for a nice move up. And one of the other reasons that I'm saying all of this is because if we actually zoom out and look at this on the 12-hour time frame, something that we're really starting to see now, is that we're actually able to hang up in this price area, right? I mean, previously when Bitcoin got up here, it was one quick and then straight back down, and then we tried again, straight back down, and then we really got that pop, but straight back down, right? I mean, there was just, not really any chance that Bitcoin even had to stay up in that range. But this time, very different body language of the chart, very different posture with this chart right here, showing us that we're able to get up to this high and hold it, which is a very strong sign, potentially indicating that, we should be able to pull something nice off here. Whether that means we get that pullback, which I'm going to be discussing with you in just a few minutes in this YouTube video, or if we get that nice big breakout beyond the $49,000, $50,000, $48,000 level. We're going to touch on all of that in this YouTube video, but if you are excited, do me a favor and smash up those likes as you come into this video. I want to give a very special shout out to those of you that have already taken advantage of the over 200K in amazing bonuses linked down below. Deepcoin is a major exchange that's breaking out in the Western markets right now. Not even Western, just international. And they are offering you guys a free $100 deposit bonus, meaning that when you deposit $100 and make trades worth 10K, which by the way, you can do that in just one trade, you will get another $100 that you can trade with, and you can do whatever the fuck you like with it. That is your money, and if you make any profits, you can withdraw them. Bybit's doing something similar, going up to 30K. Deepcoin's giving you over 100. It's just insane. Check them all out. Beautiful opportunities linked down there. But let's continue on in this video. There's some really nice macro stuff I want to discuss with you in this video as well. But before I go to that macro stuff, let's stay zoomed in on this shorter term time frame price action. We are definitely looking pretty good right here, really in any direction. This is actually a really nice healthy chart for me right now. Obviously, you guys know that I did have some overarching kind of bearish sentiment for the market, and I still hold it, but in the short term, this is just looking too obviously bullish right now. What I think, and I can actually make a separate video on this if you want it. Tell me that you want the bear trap. Tell me that you want the bull trap video, bull trap, in the comment section. What I actually think we could be going into right now is just a phase where fucking everybody and their grandmother is excited. Altcoins are pumping. Bitcoin is setting new highs. It's just. I'm seeing tunnel vision. I've been in this space for a little bit. I've about 7 years now, actually. So, I've been around for a solid few minutes here in this space. And I feel like I've gotten, used to the scent. I've gotten a knack for picking out this scent when everybody is, getting a little bit of FOMO, and there's a little bit of, tunnel vision going around in the market and stuff like that. And I'm starting to see that right now in this market as well. And that to me indicates that we could be in some really dangerous territory now or soon. But this short-term chart still looks bullish, okay? And technical analysis stands on its own as a phenomenal tool for analyzing these markets, and I still think that this looks like a good setup. In addition to that, I'm obviously still very fucking long in this market. Ladies and gents, I've been long in this market this entire time, making money this entire time. Where is this trade now, by the way? I've shown you this screenshot for a while, but I'm actually curious how much profit percent I'm actually in now on this trade. I need to show you that later, but that is going super well for me, which I'm super excited about as well. But if we do come back here to the chart and take a look at what has been going on here, like I said, nice big move up. We're maintaining this position on the short term. If you want that bull trap video, like I said, let me know in the comments and I'll take care of that for you, because that's a different video, different ideas. It's going to come later, but we're staying just kind of focused on this right here. Very good stuff. If we manage to get a bit of a pullback, then to me, that pullback is going to have to be, down to some of our really nice support areas down here at about $44,000. We've got a massive cloud lining up with this on the 4-hour Ichimoku. If we take a look at momentum, it's probably risen. Yeah, it's risen far above it right now, so we can't really use that. I think that's a little bit too aggressive. But on the daily time frame, we've still got phenomenal momentum support potentially, able to help Bitcoin out right here. Again, lining up with that 44K level, which is some really, really nice confluence for us to kind of show us that, there's, multiple different kind of unrelated tools pointing at the exact same price level for a potential bounce if Bitcoin does end up getting a rejection here. And that is all based off short-term analysis. Again, long-term analysis, I think you could go much more bearish, much more reasonably as well. One of the ways that I know that this is, for me at least, a healthy time to start talking about bearish hypotheses is because I'm gonna get hate for it. You can go and read the comments. There's probably a bunch of people that haven't made it past the first 4 or 5 minutes of this YouTube video, and they're probably already telling me why, I'm an idiot and stuff like that in the comments. And when you start to elicit these kind of responses, that it's a very, very clear sign that, smart people don't talk like that, right? And dumb people are usually the ones that make money. That lose money. So, these are the kind of, they're actually very, very good sentiment gauges. If you look on Twitter and stuff like that, it actually works out really, really well. And I can tell that it's like an uncomfortable time to hear a dude like me step behind the microphone and tell you, hey, this is grounded, realistic analysis, and we're in a dangerous spot. And it also takes a lot of nuance to understand that on a macro scale, I think we're potentially in a really dangerous trap, but short term, only good things on this chart, right? I mean, that's why markets have beautiful dynamics where they move up and down, because nobody really knows the answer all the time, and that creates very, very healthy markets. But this right here, to me, really, really nice confluence on the short term. So if we don't start forming a much bigger reversal down to key support areas like 30K, really, really good support here. If we're going to come down here for a little love tap and then continue on higher, it does start, to look like a little bit to me like we are losing a bit of momentum. For example, you can actually see this quite clearly by looking at some of these candles here, and just by looking at the wicks. This is actually a really useful way of kind of gauging where momentum is, right? Take a look at this wick right here. Not a massive wick, even smaller wick, even, still relatively small. And this tells us that, in the day we're moving up and we're keeping those gains. We're not moving up and then coming back down. We're keeping the gains that we produce on these daily candles. But that starts to change over here. Here's a nice big wick showing us that within this day of trading, we went all the way up here, but we ended up closing lower. Again, fairly sizable wick, and again today a fairly sizable wick, right? So if this kind of pattern continues, then that's a really clear sign that, look, we can still push upwards, but there are some real forces pushing us down at this price level as well, right? And that's going to be whatever supply of Bitcoin still wants to get sold at those price levels and so on, to kind of, suppress the market a little bit potentially before that really big pop ends up coming. So that's something I'm keeping an eye on. Even though it does look really good, to me, it is also a sign of kind of momentum starting to wane at least just a little bit here. So that's something I'm going to be, just kind of keeping an eye on. I also want to show you this on the RSI. You can actually see it quite clearly with the RSI, where we are starting to, trend down a little bit while the price continues to trend up, right? So that's a sign of our relative strength actually dropping. We're losing strength in this market as time goes on here, which is, potentially an early warning sign of a reversal that is incoming. So that's something I'm going to be keeping an eye out for. Last time we didn't really use this area as support, so I'd really like to see it used as good support this time. It would be the best thing Bitcoin could do, honestly, to if you're talking about like what would flip Sammy into a bull, like a real bull again, other than already being in my long positions, which have served me incredibly well, what would flip me into being a massive bull again? It would be a clean bounce off that 44K level. That to me would be a very, very strong sign right here in this market. I do want to point out, however, that we did actually form this kind of price action previously when we broke above the 40K level. This was back in December, November of last year. When we managed to break above that 40K level, we did consolidate for a brief period of time before then continuing to move up, right? So Bitcoin is actually doing something similar to that right now if we take a look at it on this chart. Bear with me. We are doing something similar to that right now. So it's still early. This is a 12-hour chart. This is a 12-hour chart, right? So you only really know after maybe a day or two. But we are showing the same signs right now, and if the market is really just going to take another massive shot upwards, then yeah, I mean, look, the S&P 500 is definitely backing that. The dollar has risen up by a little bit as well, which is very, very interesting. So if you think that, the dollar is due for a bit of a pullback now, because naturally, you only start getting bearish on things when they move up, right? I mean, there's no point being bearish at the bottom unless you want to be like the dumb guys in those comments that didn't make it past minute 4 and 5 in this YouTube video. There is no point in being bearish at the very bottom and bullish at the very top. And that's also why it's very uncomfortable to, kind of talk about these ideas. But that's why I'm here. That's why you've got me. So if you appreciate that, then do me a favor and smash up that subscribe button, that like button, and all that good stuff. It really does help out the YouTube channel and all that good stuff. Here's a look at this on the weekly chart. This is actually very interesting. A nice big macro zoomed out view of Bitcoin right here. Take a look at this. We've gotten a big shot up above some quite clear macro resistance right here. This is obviously a key level we were talking about before. We're now, this is one of those areas, and I've discussed this with you previously, where the atmosphere kind of thins a little bit. Like there's less problems up here. There's less things that can kind of hold Bitcoin back. I covered this with you with the $30,000 level, which is of course right here, where Bitcoin, reached this high and then hit it again, and we couldn't break it for an entire 7-month period when we entered this range, right? This one right here, for example, how long was this? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 2 months, 3 months maybe, compared to 7 months, right? So, we're getting weaker and weaker resistance levels the higher we go, and that's absolutely fantastic. I don't think that takes away from the theory of this being a potential bull trap, because you still have reversals even in uptrends, and I think that's a very difficult idea for people to stomach. But if you were here in 2020, then you're going to know that still applies. Obviously, back in 2020, what we had was a really nice run up right into the March coronavirus crash, right? Where the whole of the West kind of went into lockdown. That happened right around over here, and that was kind of on our way to the moon, but we actually dipped lower than where we started. So obviously I don't think that's going to happen. I'm hearing really big bear porn targets of like $20,000. I don't think we're going down that low. I've given you guys my hypothesis on this before, and it's exactly the same. I'd love to see a 32K BTC, maybe a flash down to 29, 27, down into this box, but right back up. Anywhere below 25, and I think we're in dangerous territory. Look, we'll save that for the bull trap video, but that's a kind of teaser of what I'll be talking to you guys about. But for now, it's all eyes on this bit of price action right here. And if we do take a look at this on the weekly time frame, there's not a whole lot standing between Bitcoin and getting up to that kind of 51K resistance zone now. This was a clear market top previously and back when we were in the downtrend as well. So even some really nice support and resistance back in 2021. Very, very important price level, I think. But again, like I said, these levels just get thinner and thinner as we go higher up. So I'm not even that worried about even reaching those price levels. What I'm more worried about is, we get there and then, tides shift and the sellers really start kind of opening that faucet up. Because you got to think logically, guys. I know that we want to talk about the moon and, everyone's getting Lambos and model girlfriends and everything like that. And you get your ex-wife back because she leaves the lawyer in a stable job to come back to you, because even though your NFT project didn't quite work out, at least your crypto derivatives trading, kind of journey is working out for you now a little bit more, right? Like, I know we've all got those hopes, but I want you to level with me for a second and just understand that most people in these markets are indeed actually here to make money, but not necessarily to fulfill dreams, right? And that's a really important distinction, because if you're here for dreams, you're a gambler. If you're here for making money, then you're just a trader. And you can write that on your fucking fridge, put it on your forehead, put it right above your monitor. I don't care where you write it, but you've got to ingrain that in your brain, because that is 100% fact right here, ladies and gents. And with that in mind, the people that actually want to make money, well, a lot of them bought their Bitcoins down here. A lot of them bought their Bitcoins down here. And a lot of them yet even bought their Bitcoins down here. And all of these people are going to be looking at massive, massive profits if Bitcoin does end up rising above this price level. And, to say that they're not going to be taking profits, to me, is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, that's just not how markets work. Profits will be taken. And when you're in such a nice big uptrend like this, where everybody's happy, it can be very easy to upset that balance and shake your reality and show you that actually there is no toy in your McDonald's Happy Meal. There is no, there is no, bit of chocolate at the bottom of your Cornetto ice cream. Instead, all you have is depression and broken dreams. And if there's any market that does that, super consistently, in my experience, it's fucking Bitcoin, ladies and gents. Let's just, snap ourselves back into reality. It is Bitcoin. So I want us to stay aware of that. If we break up, there are some really nice, easy price levels that Bitcoin could reach in the low 50K region. If we drop down, there's really good support immediately available to Bitcoin. By the way, I covered with you the Fibonacci on one of my recent videos. I want to update that analysis with you because we've now punched in a slightly higher high. And if we take a look at this Fibonacci, again, just lining up beautifully with price levels that we were already expecting, right? This 382 level, for example, sitting at 44.7, really, really nice Fibonacci level to see Bitcoin fall down to. Ideally, we want to come a little bit lower than that, but still lines up really well. This 618 level, you can't rule this 618 level out. Yes, we've got a lot of support down here, but this is the bottom of the range, right? And so if Bitcoin manages to do something like this and then bam, like that would, still make a lot of sense and still look super bullish to me. So that's also not an idea that I would want to rule out with my analysis in the market. So there you go, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this one. There is some really cool price action going on right now. Lots of opportunities floating around in this market right now. Really, really cool stuff. I didn't even have enough time to cover it with you all in this YouTube video, but if you did enjoy it, do me a favor and smash up those likes, subscribe, tick the bell, do all of that good stuff, and take advantage of the massive offers available to you all with the links in the description down below. Deepcoin is a no KYC exchange, and they will double your deposit if you just put in $100 and trade up to 10K. And by the way, you can do that in just one trade. So that is really, really cool that just by making one trade, you double your entire fucking account balance. And then anything you do with that money is completely up to you. And any profits you generate are yours to withdraw as well. Really, really cool. Similar offers from Bybit going up to $30,000. Check them all out. Beautiful, beautiful opportunities. BingX allows you to trade stocks like Tesla and so on. Really, really cool. All right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this one. You know what to do if you have, and I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers.